Good morning, students. We had started our next chapter, that is the microbes in human welfare, and we had studied about the uses of microbes in the food production, and in that we had studied about the use of lactobacillus in curd production, use of the bacteria and Germany and Roquefort cheese, about the Roquefort cheese uh, prepared by the specific fungus. So, although the food production is not there in our syllabus, but I have given you a short introduction. Then, microbes in industrial production. One more thing, in our previous session, I have told you all for the live class today, but due to some problems we could not have the live class today. We will be having later, and you will be getting the timetable for the live classes. So that is why I am posting the video today also. So let's study about microbes in industrial production. Now, industrial production means when we are producing anything on the large scale, then it becomes the industry. So when we are using the microbes in the production of the large scale production, then it is called as the industrial production. So for the production of the substances using the microscopes are the food substances are fermented in large vessels, and these large vessels are called as fermenters. So a number of food products like beverages and antibiotics involve uses of microbes. Means we are using the microbes in the synthesis of antibiotics, in the production of beverages, and when we are using them in the industrial scale, then we are producing them in the large quantity, and production on large scale requires growing microbes in very large vessels called as fermenters. Now, for beverages are there in our syllabus. There are two types of beverages, fermented and non-fermented. Fermented beverages. They are two types, that is the distilled or undistilled. So, fermented beverages, first of all, like the Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is the fungi used for bread making and commonly called brewer's yeast. So this microorganism, that is the fungi, is used in the production of beverages and bread making. So it is used for fermenting malted cereals and fruit juices to produce beverages also, like the wine, beer, whiskey and rum. Now wine and beer are produced without distillation, whereas whiskey, brandy and rum are produced by distillation of the fermented broth. Means these microorganisms are grown into which type of food? Malted cereals and fruit juices. In them the yeast, that is the brewer's yeast, is added, that is the Saccharomyces cerevisiae. And then if they are collected after distillation, they are called as wine and beer. Wine and beer are produced without distillation, and if they are distilled, they are the whiskey, brandy and rum. Then in the production of antibiotics also we are using the microbes. So these are the chemical substances produced by some microbes. So antibiotics are what? These are the chemicals secreted by the microorganisms which are able to destroy other disease causing germs. So these are chemical substances produced by some microbes and can kill or retard the growth of other microbes. Now, penicillin was the first antibiotic to be discovered. Then antibiotics have greatly improved our capacity to treat deadly diseases such as plague, whooping cough, diphtheria and leprosy. They are also used to produce chemicals, organic acids, enzymes and other bioactive molecules. So these are the commercially produced substances by the use of microorganisms. So I have given you the list of some microorganisms which are used in synthesizing the chemicals. So Aspergillus niger, it is a fungus. It is used for synthesizing citric acid. Commercially, Acetobacter aceti, it is a bacterium used for producing acetic acid. Clostridium butyricum, that is a bacterium. It is used for producing butyric acid. Lactobacillus, it is a bacterium. It is used for producing lactic acid. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used for synthesizing or obtaining ethanol, that is the alcohol on large scale, that is commercially. Then comes the enzymes. So when enzymes are being synthesized by using the microorganisms, this is the lipase enzyme which is used in laundry detergents. We get from the microorganisms. Pectinase and protease enzymes, these are used in bottled juices. Means when we are preserving the juices in the bottles, these enzymes are used. Then streptokinase from Streptococcus bacterium, it is used as clot buster to remove clots. Means streptokinase is a bacterium, that is a Streptococcus. It is used as removing the clots. Then bioactive molecules are also synthesized by the use of microorganism. So these are cyclosporin A, that is Trichoderma polysporum fungi. It is used as immunosuppressive agent for organ transplantations. Means they are suppressing our immune system, because immune system has a tendency to destroy any foreign body entering in our body. So when the patients are getting the organ transplant, the immune system of the patient may destroy the organ transplanted, recognizing it as a foreign body in the body. So to suppress the immune system, this cyclosporin A is given as a medicine, and this is synthesized by Trichoderma polysporum fungi. Then statin is another bioactive molecule. It is produced by Monascus purpureus yeast. It is used as blood cholesterol lowering agent. Means people are consuming it to reduce the blood cholesterol in our blood. Then the next is microbes in the sewage treatment. Means lot of sewage is polluting the water bodies. So if this dirt which is coming in the sewage, if it is treated and made harmless, and then if it is dumped into the water bodies, it will not be causing pollution in the water bodies. So in this case also the microbes are used. So municipal wastewater, that is which is flowing in our drains from our household activities, the water is coming into the drains and then it is falling into the water bodies near the cities. So this is called as municipal waste. So municipal wastewater, that is the sewage, contains large amount of organic matter and microbes which are pathogenic and cannot be discharged into natural water bodies like rivers and streams. So sewage is treated in sewage treatment plant. So before this water coming from municipal waste drains is thrown into the water bodies like rivers and streams, it is passing through the sewage treatment plant, and in this plant it is made less polluting by using heterotrophic microbes naturally present in sewage. So these microbes are naturally present in sewage. So this sewage is allowed to be acted upon by these heterotrophic microbes, and then they convert its harmful substances, they break down the harmful substances into simple forms, and then the sewage treatment is done in 2 stages. So after the treatment is done by heterotrophic microbes, the water is dumped into the water bodies. So sewage treatment is done in 2 stages. In primary treatment, floating debris is removed by sequential filtration. Means the substances which are floating into the sewage water, they are separated by sequential filtration. Means according to the size of the debris or the substances floating into it, they are separated. Then grit, that is the grit is what? Soil and small pebbles. They are removed by sedimentation. Means the water is allowed to sediment so that the soil and small pebbles settle down, and then only the second stage comes. So we can see sewage system is there, the coarse screen is there, screening and grit for disposal. In primary sedimentation tanks, in which the sedimentation is done, raw sludge is wastewater sludge for processing is coming out. Then this is allowed to pass into the aeration tank where the air is passed into it. Then mixed liquor, that is final setting tanks. So this water which is after the sedimentation is coming into this, it is again sent, reused, activated sludge, and again it passes into aeration tanks. In the aeration tanks, compressed air is sent and the mixed liquor is passing into the next final setting tanks. Now from the final setting tanks, again the remaining sludge which is settling down is coming out from the bottom, and the water from the top is coming into the pipes for recycling with water class and restricted agriculture and landscape reuse. So it is reused by the people in a restricted way for agriculture and landscaping purposes, not for drinking or cooking purposes. It is used for agricultural and landscape purposes. Means like watering the garden plants, etc. Then this is the tertiary treatment, third level treatment, and in this treatment disinfection with chlorine and or ultraviolet rays is done. Then this recycled water, which is called class A water, is gone for filtration, it is indirectly potable for drinking. This is going for industrial and domestic reuse. It is not used for drinking. And this one is going for agricultural reuse, which is also not meant for drinking. So this water which comes from the tertiary treatment plant, in this water the disinfectant, that is the chlorine and ultraviolet radiation, is exposed to them. Then this water is passed through filtration, which is meant for drinking purposes, or it is directly sent into the industries for domestic use, and or it is sent to the agricultural fields for reuse. So secondary treatment is what? Secondary treatment or biological treatment involves passing of primary effluents in large aeration tanks, as you have seen in picture, to help the growth of aerobic microbes into flocks. Masses of bacteria associated with fungal filaments to form mesh-like structures. These masses of bacteria are there, and along with them the fungal filaments are there, and they form the mesh-like structures. These microbes increase the consumption of organic waste, means they are using the organic substances by decomposing them, and decrease the BOD, that is the biological oxygen demand of the effluents. Then BOD is the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by bacteria. So because of the presence of these, the BOD is reduced, decreased from the effluents, and then measures the amount of organic matter present in the water. Then greater the BOD of water, more it is polluted. Means biological oxygen demand, if it is more, the water is more polluted. So if the microbes are present there, they will be using up these substances, that is the organic substances, and they will decrease the BOD of water. Once the BOD of sewage of water is reduced, the effluent is then passed into a second setting tank, which we have seen in the picture, where the bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment. This sediment is called activated sludge. Then this sludge is passed into large tanks called anaerobic sludge digesters, in which anaerobic bacteria digest the bacteria and fungi which make the mesh. Then in the sludge and produce mixture of gas called biogas, which is a mixture of methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. Then the effluents which are remaining from the secondary treatment plant are released into water bodies, or if they are sent to the filtration tanks where they are filtered. Then microbes in production of biogas. Biogas is what? It is a mixture of gases produced by microbial activity that can be used as fuel. So this is the gas produced by activity of microbes, and it can be used as fuel. So such gas is called as biogas. So certain bacteria that grows anaerobically on cellulosic material. Cellulosic material means the plant parts contain the cellulose. So if the material is produced by the cellulose, then this is called as cellulosic material. So the bacteria grows in the anaerobic condition, means in the absence of oxygen. This bacteria grows in the cellulosic material, then produce large amount of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. So these bacteria are collectively called methanogens or methanobacterium. So this is a typical biogas plant. What is being done here? The dung is kept in the container here, This dung is passed into the digester where the bacteria is growing. Then this bacteria is producing the methane, carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas, and the gas is collected from through this pipe and used as the fuel, and the sludge which is remaining, it is separated out, it can be used as the good fertilizer. So now with this we are ending our today's session. Thank you.